Welcome back, or welcome to Sidekick COO. I'm Sandra B., your Sidekick COO, and today we're going to be talking about what is the best email marketing software you should be using. This question comes up all the time. Everybody is always second guessing the tools that they're using, and everybody is always wondering what is the best tool to use. And they're always looking at all these things that people who are way further ahead than them are doing. People who are just starting out in their business will look at what, Amy Porterfield or Marie Forleo or James Wedmore or Ryan Levesque or whoever else is doing in their business. And they'll think, ooh, I should be doing that too. I want to do that cool thing where the person's name shows up on the thank you page. I want to do that cool thing where we ask them X number of questions after they sign up. I want to do that cool thing where it gives them a personalized countdown for whatever. And that's all fantastic. And all of those things are done by actually probably a couple of different tools. At some point in time, you might want to get there. But when you're first starting out, if you're just on your own in your business, and especially if finances are an issue and you need to keep expenses down, then you're probably not going to be able to do all of those fancy things, and that is totally fine. Now, there is something to be said if you have a business model. You know what you're going to do. You have a business plan. You have a clear process and a clear step-by-step plan for getting where you're going. And you have investors, or you're investing in your own business. You have the money to float the business for a little while, and you really want to get those fancy things going. That's up to you. I can't tell you not to do it. It's totally your call. Just if you're going to be doing anything like that, make sure you know your numbers. Make sure that you've done the due diligence and that you understand how long it's going to take for you to break even and start making money. Don't go floating your business if you don't understand or have a really good idea of when you're going to see those financial gains again. That aside, for most of us, when we're talking about what tool we should be using for our email marketing, we're solopreneurs, we're small business owners. We're tending to do this all of ourselves. We're wearing all of the hats. And we're just trying to find the best tool to do what we need it to do. And honestly, that's pretty much any tool. Most of the email marketing platforms out there will do most of the things that you need it to do at this stage in your business. So it almost doesn't matter whether you use a MailerLite or MailChimp or ConvertKit or any other email marketing software out there. It's really just a matter of looking at what you specifically need it to do and just double checking that it does it. I would recommend that if you are not a techie person, that you make sure that you get somewhere that has fantastic customer service who will help you out with things. If you are a slightly techie person, but you can't figure everything out yourself, I'd recommend making sure you get a place that has great customer service and a really strong, active power users group on Facebook that you can ask questions to. You're going to want one that has really good tutorials and really good knowledge base so that you can find the answers that you're looking for. You want one that is going to let you control how you're running your list, how you're tagging and how you're organizing, and you're going to want one that's not going to hinder you in any way, that has a really good sender reputation, which most of them do, and one that is fairly intuitive and easy to use. So I would say when you're first starting out, unless you're super, super techie and really know that you're going to use the features, you want something a little lightweight. You want something that can do automations, that can do broadcasts. Maybe even it does a landing page here and there if you need that functionality. But you don't necessarily need an Infusionsoft, which is Keep now. You don't need an Ontraport. You don't necessarily need an ActiveCampaign. And if you're thinking about ActiveCampaign, I am just going to warn you against it right now. In the past, they have been okay. Right now, I don't know what's happening there. I know that they're doing a lot of development, and I know that things are breaking constantly. Everything is glitchy. Everything is not working. I think I've seen a slight improvement in the last 3 weeks, but overall, not my favorite tool at the moment, even though it's the tool I use. And their customer service and tech support, not great. I can count on one hand, without using even all of my fingers, how many times I've actually gotten something fixed by contacting tech support at ActiveCampaign. And I have had to go to tech support at ActiveCampaign numerous times because it's not just me that uses ActiveCampaign. Many of my clients use ActiveCampaign as well. Yeah, so I've had to go to tech support a lot, probably 50 times in a year, which is way more than you should ever have to go to tech support. And yeah, I've had them resolve an issue maybe once or twice, possibly. I don't even think it was twice. So right now, I would not recommend ActiveCampaign no matter what. I'm finding it very challenging to use reliably. Pretty much anything else out there seems to work. The one thing I would say maybe not to do is don't get an all-in-one. Don't go for like Kartra and use their email marketing and all of their stuff. Don't go for Kajabi because you're going to do a course and so you're going to have them do your email marketing. You want an email marketing platform that's going to be pretty flexible, that's going to let you do all the things you need to do. And typically when it's part of an all-in-one, it's lacking. There's like functionality that's missing. It's not usually very intuitive. And there's almost always some problems with it. I haven't found an all-in-one yet where the email marketing is really, really good. And you really want your email marketing to be pretty darn good. So if you're just starting out, ConvertKit is usually my go-to recommendation. I've seen people use MailerLite and love it. I've seen people use Flowdesk. I think that's the one. I think Flowdesk is the one that I don't recommend because it doesn't let you do tagging. It kind of does all the tagging yourself. It doesn't let you be in control of that. But yeah, I've had people using MailChimp for years, getting to $1 million in revenue and using MailChimp. And it's totally fine. Really, you just need something basic for a long, long, long time. The only time you need something a little bit more high end is if you know you're going to use the functionalities of it. If you know that, there's things that you need to or want to be able to do in your email marketing tool that you can't do right now. For instance, if you want your email marketing tool to automatically add new people that go through a specific automation into, like a Facebook ads audience, or you want it to track people when they sign up for email and if they then later go to your website. You want to track people through out different funnels of where they came in and when they bought, and then use certain tools within the program to figure out if this person is likely to be a good fit for product A versus product B. You want to do some lead scoring or something like that, where not just tags, but you're actually assigning scores to people as they come through, as they engage in your content. You can say, oh, well, this person really, really likes this type of content. This product is probably really good for them versus, somebody else that came through and is not engaging in that content at all. And therefore probably that product that has to do with that content wouldn't be a good fit, right? So if you see the need for it and you're going to use it, then go for something a little bit more robust. But other than that, if you're just starting out, if you just need some basic automations, go with something a little smaller. ConvertKit, MailChimp, whatever you want to use. Just even get demos. Don't be afraid to chat with somebody and get a demo. What you don't want to do is you do not want to just switch because, you don't want to switch because you see somebody else that you really, really love using a different tool and you want to make sure that you're using the best. You don't want to switch like numerous times. If you're using an email marketing platform right now and it's working for you, stick with it. Don't change until it's no longer working. And if you know that you're going to need some features that aren't included in your email marketing tool right now, but you probably don't need them for the next year or two, make sure they know that. Make sure your email marketing provider knows what tools, what functionality, what services you're looking for in that tool. And that way they can put it potentially on their roadmap. If enough people request a certain functionality in an email marketing tool, a lot of the times, especially anyone that's really under development, they're going to listen to that and they're going to potentially implement it. So I really like tools that are open with their roadmaps and have a spot where you can actually request new features. But yeah, definitely, if you think that there's like a functionality that's missing, is not enough necessarily that you're going to jump ship right now, but you'd really like it, make sure you submit it as a feature request, because tech companies, software companies do look at that. They do look at what their actual existing users want so that they can make the tool that everybody needs, right? Same with like anytime you have an issue, don't be afraid to go to tech support. Make sure that you notify them, because sometimes it might actually just be a feature that's missing. Sometimes it's actually something that's broken and needs to be fixed. And sometimes it's a user error for sure. But it's worth reporting as often as possible, because if it's a system that continuously breaks, they need to put some time and money to it. So don't be afraid to communicate with your software providers. Other than that, yeah, I would just say if your current tool is working for you, just stick with it, because you don't want to be moving often. Every time you move your email marketing platform, you need to reteach your audience and your audience's email providers that you are a safe sender, that you are someone that they want to see in their inbox. You have to ask your audience again to make sure to move you out of primary tab, and make sure to double check that you're not hitting spam and all of that stuff. Your your deliverability does go down even when you move to a platform that has a really good deliverability rate and a really good, safe sender score. Your specific deliverability is still going to suffer because you're delivering from a new IP address. So you're like a new sender. You have to train up the algorithms again. So if you're with someone right now, stay with it until you actually really need some features that aren't included. And if you haven't found a tool yet, don't go with top of the line unless you know that you are going to sit there and use those tools that are included in that top of the line. You're going to use them now, right away, because you want to get the return on that investment, because it does cost a lot of money to use those higher end services. So don't go, if you're not a techie person, don't go with the higher end thing unless you have somebody that can do it for you, or you're going to hire somebody to do it for you, and you're going to use those features so that you can get your return on your investment. So that's it. If you like this video, please make sure to actually like it and subscribe, and then also send it to somebody else who needs to hear it. If you know a new entrepreneur, a new business owner that doesn't have an email marketing tool yet, or if you have somebody that is been thinking about where to move to, please send them this video. It'll be a personal favor to me, but also it'll be definitely useful to them to understand when and why they should actually consider moving or not. So feel free to share. Don't forget, together we thrive. Talk to you later.